Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning in Nigeria, and good evening here in Australia. How is everybody doing? Very excited to be here this evening with you from wherever you are joining. Very excited for another wonderful edition of Success Conversation. Good morning, Anytime. I can see you. Can you hear me? Be very happy to know if you can hear me. I guess everything is fine. The last time I checked, so just to be sure. So I can see people joining online. Good morning and welcome. Can you say hello to me on the chat or in the chat box so that I can know that you are how is everybody doing? Great. Thank you very much for letting me know you can hear me loud and clear. All right. So good. You can hear me loud and clear. So that's perfect. All right. So this morning we're going to be having a very beautiful and a wonderful session. And I'm really excited about it. So thanks for joining me and welcome again. For those who might be hearing my voice for the first time or seeing me for the first time, my name is Apeh Omede, and I'm going to be your host this very great and beautiful morning. So the team lead at Life Excel Resource Center. Life Excel is a non-denominational faith-based youth-led non-profit organization that God has given us the vision to start as a platform to inspire and equip young people for excellence. So we do that through different means or different uh, platforms that God has given to us, and one of them is Success Converge. One of them is Success Converge. There are other things that we also engage in that God is using to be make us a blessing to people in our generation. But one of the strongest of such that God has given to us to use to be a blessing to our generation is this platform called Success Converge. So I want to welcome you. I want to say I appreciate your time for being here. And I want to ask that you quickly do something for me. Quickly do something for me. What I want you to do for me is if you're watching on Facebook on my page or on Success Convergence page or on Life Excel page or on Intentional Excellence page, wherever it is that you're watching from, just wanted to do something quickly for me, and that is to um, share the link to this session. Wherever it is that you're watching from, I wanted to just take a minute, take 2 minutes, and just quickly help me to share this conversation. Right? So wherever you are and wherever you're watching from, just take a few minutes to help me share this. And I will be very grateful if you can do that so that other people can join the conversation. Thank you very much if you've done that. I appreciate it. I believe you've done that. So I really appreciate it. And so now we'll go back to today's point of discussion. And I will share my window again. All right. So thank you very much for helping me to share. today's conversation. And I was just trying to share a little bit about Life Excel for those who have joined us for the first time. And I say that we're a platform where we inspire and encourage young people, everybody all over the world, for excellence. So God has given us a message to help young people, everybody in our generation, not just young people, young, old, big, small, rich, poor, to experience excellence in their personal life and personal journey. And we use this platform to do it. And we have a Facebook group. You can look us up on the internet. We have a web page. We have a Facebook group. We have an Instagram and profile, Twitter profile, Facebook page, and all that. So you can follow us on any of those platforms so that you can get acquainted a little bit more with what we do and what we believe in. And I believe that if you do that, you're going to really, really be blessed. It's not going to be a waste of your time, especially if you join us in a group where most of the activities take place every single week. Every single week, we bring it to you, something that will help you to move forward in your journey, onto excellence. So if there's any place you need to be, it is in that particular group. So look us up right now or after this session, and request to join the group, and we'll be very, very happy and very, very excited to have you be part of us. So welcome again today, and thanks for joining me. So for today's conversation, I'll be looking at becoming a person of excellence. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's Success Converge. And if you don't mind, from wherever you're joining, I'd like you to just join me in a brief seconds of prayers, and we'll just take it from there. So let's pray. Father, we thank you and we bless you for another edition of Success Converge. We give you all the praise. We give you all the adoration. We thank you because you are a faithful and a kind God. We thank you because you are the one who helps us to become excellent. And we look up to you tonight, tonight here in Australia, and this morning in Nigeria, and wherever else anybody's joining from. I will pray that your spirit of excellence will be shared among us. We pray that you give us wisdom to understand, and you give us, above all things, the ability and the capacity to put to work whatever we're going to hear today, all to the glory of your holy name. Amen. Amen. Thanks for joining me. Right. So today we're talking about becoming a person of excellence. Becoming a person of excellence. And it is a topic that I am personally excited about. It's a topic that I love so much, and I can talk about it all day long. And I believe it's going to be a blessing to you. It's going to be a blessing to you because I don't want to believe that there's anybody living on earth today that does not desire to be an excellent person. I mean, of course, there are people who might unconsciously, through what they do, seem to look like they don't desire excellence, or they don't want to be excellent people. But that's something subconscious, and that's something we can discuss, some other time. But generally, every man, every woman in his or her conscious mind wants to be a person of excellence. And you can quote me anywhere on that. That any man, every woman, every man in their right senses truly, truly wants to be an excellent person. They want to be an excellent person, but it doesn't happen by wishing it. Becoming an excellent person is not something you wake up and then you snap your finger and then become an excellent person. And that is the reason why excellence is not as rampant as it is in our world today. And that is also the reason why this topic is very, very vital or very, very important to me and to everyone who has joined in today's session. So we're living in a world that is truly in need of excellence. Now, look around you. If you're an excellent person, look around you, you will discover that there are a lot of people. Let me not say if you're an excellent person. If you have an eye for excellence, if you're somebody who is passionate about excellence, or you understand how excellence works, now use that mindset and look around you. You realize that we are living in a world where a lot of people value mediocrity over excellence. People are not ready to do what it takes to become excellent. I mean, people are relaxed, they are comfortable with where they are at in their journey in life. People are very comfortable in their journey with where they are in their journey in life. And that is not what the world needs today. The world does not need more mediocres. Your community, your local government, your state, your country, your organization where you work, your family, your friends, anybody and everybody around you do not need more of mediocres around them, because mediocrity does not add value to life in any way or form. The only thing that adds value to life is excellence. So people don't need more of mediocres around them or mediocrity around them. People need more of excellence around them. What the world we're living in today, does not have that degree or that size or that amount of excellence that we desire. So for every one or two excellent person around you, there are probably 8 to 7 to 6 mediocres around that particular number. And it's not what the world needs today. The world needs more of transformational events that will make it a better place for people to live. Your family needs more of activities or events that will transform them from where they are to where they need to be. Your school, if you're a student, your organization, your community, like I mentioned, needs someone who will help to contribute to transforming the life and the businesses and all the economic, social, psychological, financial, religious activities that are happening within those communities. People living in those communities, engaging those communities, are in need of transformation. They are in need of someone to show them the way out of mediocrity. That is what the world needs today. Why does the world need more of this? Why does the world need more of excellent people or excellent things? It's simple. It's because excellence inspires us. Mediocrity does not inspire in any way. Rather, mediocrity discourages. Mediocrity, demotivates people. Mediocrity restricts people from imagining and restricts people from thinking. It restricts people from making use of their mind to believe in the things that could be possible in their lives. But excellence inspires us. So when we see someone who is transformational in his dealings with other people, exhibiting the best that he or she could for an organization, for his family, for her family, for his community or her community, you see that people begin to believe in what is possible because they've seen that happen in your life. And that's the reason why when you see somebody who is succeeding and you know the person's antecedents, you know the person's background, you know the person's story, and you look at the person and the person is excelling, you begin to tell yourself, if this person can excel, then I too can excel. If John can excel, then I can excel. But I have never seen anybody who says, because John is a mediocre, then I am going to be a mediocre. I desire to be a mediocre. Wow, John is a mediocre, so I want to be a mediocre. I have never seen that happen before. I've only seen people say, because John is an excellent person and I know his background, and he can do this, that means I too can do it. Wow. That is why we need more of excellence in our life. That is why we need more of excellence in our generation. That's why we need more of excellence in our community, in the place you work, in your school, in your family, because excellence is an inspiration. Excellence brings motivation. Excellence takes people to a place where they begin to see themselves, the possibility of their lives, the possibility of their destiny, the possibility of whatever it is that God has created them to be. That is what excellence does. And that is why we need more of excellence in our time in this world. More men of excellence, more women of excellence, because it inspires us. However, becoming a person of excellence does not come on a platter of gold. And that is the reason why you have more mediocres than excellent people in any place you go to, in any group you get yourself, you belong to, in any community you go to, in any organization you go to, you will realize that there are less people who put. When it's very simple and it's something that everybody can relate to. When your organization is doing an end of the year award ceremony, how many people end up receiving that award? That tells you that there are less number of people who can commit to becoming a person of excellence. Why? Because it does not come on a platter of what? Of gold. It does not come on a platter of what? Of gold. It takes a prize to be able to achieve excellence. It takes commitment to achieve excellence, to become an excellent person. It comes with a price tag. It comes with a price tag. So the reason why we don't see a lot of people excel in what they do is because there are few people who are willing to pay the price of becoming a person of excellence. Very few people who pay the price of becoming a person of excellence. So the question is, if it is expensive to be a person of excellence, why should I worry about it? Why do I need to become a person of excellence? It's expensive. It comes with a price tag. And sometimes we cannot afford the price tag immediately. So if I cannot afford a price tag to be an excellent person immediately, why should I worry about becoming a person of excellence? It's very simple. Number one, there is nothing that brings you personal fulfillment. There is nothing that brings you personal satisfaction to see that you're succeeding. Oh my God. There is nothing that brings you personal satisfaction than excellence. There is nothing that brings you personal fulfillment than excellence. Looking at your work and seeing that you're excelling in it. Looking at your work and seeing that you're succeeding in it. So if there is no reason, if you don't have any reason to become an excellent person, one of them is that becoming an excellent person gives you personal fulfillment. So the degree of personal fulfillment you enjoy is dependent or is correlated to whether you are a person of excellence or not. I don't know anybody who is failing and is excited about it. Do you know anybody who is failing and is excited about it? You can let me know in the comment. I don't know anybody who is failing and is excited about failing. But for everyone who succeeds, there is a high possibility that that success will bring that person personal fulfillment. Number two, we live in a very competitive world. We live in a very competitive world. Sorry, just give me a minute. My kids have bumped into my session, so let me just quickly attend to them. All right, I'm back. Wow, I mean, when you have little kids at home, anything can happen. So I'm very, very sorry for that break in transmission, but I'm back and I'm ready to continue from where I stopped. All right, so I was talking about the fact that we live in a competitive world. Talking about the reason why you need to be an excellent person. We live in a very competitive world. I mean, look at what is happening today. You know, now they are talking about AI taking people's job. But if you're an excellent person, I am sure that your manager will not want to replace you with an AI because of excellence. So another reason why you need to be an excellent person is because it gives you a competitive advantage. There are a lot of good people, but the people who make it are the better people. That is why when you're an excellent person, you become best among best among equals. Best of the best. That is what excellence does for you. Now, if you know us in Life Excel, we don't see excellence as a competition. No, we don't see that as a competition. Right? So when you're trying to be an excellent person, it's not that you're trying to be better than everybody. But because of the nature of how excellence works, you cannot help it than to be at the top of whatever it is that you're doing. Because excellence has a way of distinguishing you and giving you a competitive advantage in everything you do, even when you're not into it because of competition. But because you're the best of the best, it singles you out. So another reason why you need to be an excellent person is because it gives you competitive advantage. Professional success is highly dependent on your ability to be an excellent person. For God's sake, nobody promotes anybody in any office if the person is not an excellent person. Show me where somebody rose in ranks in his organization, wherever he or she is working, just because that person is a mediocre. I know that there are issues of nepotism. I know that there are issues of favoritism and issues of a lot of things. Those things can happen and can hold an excellent person back. But I can guarantee you that it does not last. You can't be held back forever. You can't be held back permanently from professional success or professional growth if you are an excellent person. Because one day will come and people will begin to ask questions. They will say, this guy is an excellent person. How come he's not being promoted? How come she's not being promoted? Because excellence does not hide itself. It doesn't hide itself. So if you are somebody who is a professional, you are into a professional career and you want to experience success or you want to enjoy success in it, then you need to become an excellent person in that office. Impact on others is one of the greatest reasons why you should become an excellent person. You cannot share with people what you don't have. You can't come and tell people that they can be an excellent, people. I mean, you can't come and talk to someone that he or she can be an excellent person when you're not an excellent person. You can't talk about marriage success when you don't have marriage success. You can't talk about academic success when you don't have academic success. You can't talk about career success when you don't have career success. You can't talk about professional success when you don't have success yourself. So the one of the ways through which you are able to impact others is through the study of your own excellence. And that is one of the reasons why it's important to become an excellent person. So you can have a message that can make an impact on other people. So you can have a story that can make an impact on other people. You are here for impact. You are here for to make a change. You are here for transformation. And one of the easiest way to gain your way into transforming the lives of other people is to be a person of excellence. Lastly, many reasons, but lastly, for this particular session, becoming an excellent person is a means of fulfilling purpose. It's a means of fulfilling purpose. One of your purpose here on earth is to be an excellent person. God when God created you, he said all the things he made were good. Everything good, nothing bad. That means that you were created to be an excellent person. And so when you become an excellent person, you fulfilled one of your mandates here on earth. When you become an excellent person, you fulfill one of your assignments here on earth. So if you're not fulfilling, if you are not living a life of excellence, if you're not growing into a person of excellence, then you are lagging behind in one of the areas that you were expected by the divine to excel in. To one of the areas that you expected to showcase, God's purpose for your life, and that is to become an excellent person. I believe in my heart that becoming an excellent person is one of my purposes here and there, and that is why I take it seriously. Of course, we can't be running a vision that helps people to excel, to become excellent people, without seeing it as part of our purpose. In fact, I came to a point in my life where I realized that my purpose on earth is to help people to become excellent. That is my purpose. So every day when I look around me and I see a drop of excellence, even I look around me and I see, an act of excellence, it's something happening that takes me, to another level or understanding of excellence, I feel satisfied, I feel fulfilled, because I believe that that is one of the things that I'm here to do. So I believe that you're called to excellence. Of course, you're called to excellence. He said we're here to radiate the excellency of him who has called us, to showcase the excellency of God in everything that we're doing. So one of your purpose is to become an excellent person. So when you become that, you are fulfilling that particular purpose. I don't know if you're understanding me. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I believe you are. I believe you. If you understand me and you understand, you believe in what I'm saying, you can let me know in the comment that you are flowing with me. You need personal fulfillment. You need to have a competitive advantage. You need professional success. You need to be able to impact other people. You need to fulfill God's purpose on your life. And one of the ways to do this is to become a person of excellence. Okay. So who is an excellent person? That's the next question I know that will be in your mind. Who is an excellent person? I would like to know what you think about it. If you're listening to me and you're live in the session right now, who is an excellent person to you, apart from what is on the screen? Who is an excellent person? Okay. So when we talk about when we say that someone is excellent, it means that that person understands that excellence is a possibility. There are people who don't even believe that they can come first in their class. Maybe because they started very poor. I don't know. Or maybe they've heard stories of how difficult it is to be the best in the class. Maybe because they've heard how difficult it is to grow in that career. And so it blocks their understanding or their mindset to think or to believe, from thinking or believing that excellence is possible. But an excellent person believes or understands in the possibility of excellence. That is the first thing about an excellent person. Excellent people hate to be associated with anything mediocre. In fact, that is how I began to understand myself in my journey onto excellence. That I see something and it's not perfection. Now, it's not perfection. We don't have time to talk about excellence and perfection, but it's not perfection, right? But I noticed that when it comes to doing things, I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be done properly. I was never ever afraid of being at the top, but I was always afraid of being below. And of course, Bible says I'm the head, I'm not the tail in whatever it is that I do. So anything that is associated with mediocrity, excellent people don't like it. They do their best to give their best. When you see anybody in the midst of others, where everybody is doing something casually, haphazardly, without taking note of doing it better, without being concerned about whether it would come out beautiful. And yet, this person in the midst of that tries his best, tries her best to give their best to that job, to that task. That person is an excellent person. And they do that because they want to inspire others. They are not doing it because they want to show off. All right? They are not doing it because they want to let the whole world know that they're excellent. They are doing it because it has become part of their nature, and that they understand that if they succeed in doing this, probably it will inspire others to do it right the next time. Because when they see that why you are the best is because of the difference in you and in your manner of approach towards things, and they understand that is what made the difference. I mean, that is the reason why you are standing out. It will inspire them next time to do better. It will inspire them next time to put more effort. So people who do their best because they inspire others, because they are best, or they want to inspire others, or they know that their best inspires others, are excellent people. And when they fail, they don't give up. When they fail, they don't give up. Come on. When you fail and don't give up, that is a sign that you are an excellent person. If you failed before and you're still in the race, if you failed before and you are still pushing on, if you failed before and you're still standing, it means that you are an excellent person, my friend. You are an excellent person. You might not have the result now, you might not have the outcome now, but everything is building up, my friend. Everything is building up. All the failure, all the lessons you are picking up from those failures are building up to make you an excellent person. So you're going to come to a point. Of course, when you fail the first time, you learn from it. If that challenge comes your way again, of course you overcome it. That is why excellent people don't give up. They stand up and try again. And so you might be asking yourself, am I an excellent person? I'm telling you now that if you're somebody who fails, but yet stands up and tries again, you are an excellent person. You don't have to have a first class to be an excellent person. You don't have to be the best, to receive the award in the office, in your organization, to be an excellent person. If you don't receive it this year and you don't tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to give myself into it, but decide that you're going to put more effort so that you receive the award next year, automatically you are an excellent person. I consider you to be an excellent person. And they have a way of connecting with divine provision for excellence. Excellent people know that there is something spiritual about excellence. There is something spiritual about excellence. And so they try to do what? To connect to that divinely, so they can have more insight, so they can have more understanding, so they can have more power to become excellent people. So it is possible to become an excellent person. I can tell you that. Anytime, anything, that it is possible to become an excellent person. If you understand that it is possible to excel, if you do your best all the time, if you do so to to inspire other people. If you fail, if you're someone who fails and stands up and tries again, if you're somebody who has the way of connecting to the divine provision of spiritual, of excellence, then it is possible to become an excellent person. It is possible to become an excellent person. So how do I become a person of excellence then? If it is possible to become an excellent person, how do I become that kind of person? The rest of my conversation is going to be about what you can do, or some ideas about how you can become what? An excellent person. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of the conversation. So let's go. Number one, excellence must become a mindset or a mentality. You must first Understand in your mind, believe in your mind in the possibility of being an excellent person. If your mind does not agree with you, you cannot produce excellent results. So the first step to becoming an excellent person is to have a mindset that is excellent, a mentality that is excellent, a mind, a mindset and a mentality that believes in excellence, not a defeating mindset, not a mindset that is afraid of growth. When I finished my first degree, something just happened to me suddenly that I could have graduated with a first class. It was possible. But from undergraduate till that time, I never had that mindset. I never believed it. I never knew it was possible. I didn't have the mentality of excellence. I was just living life as normal. I was just living life, at the low with other people. I didn't have any inspiration. I didn't have any guide. I didn't have any mentoring, anything. So I was living life as normal. And then suddenly something happened to my mindset that it was possible to have graduated with a first class. And do you know that mindset from that day onwards transformed my life? Transformed my life. In the next 8, 9, 10 years after that, I mean, for those who know my record or those who follow my story, next 7, 8, 9 years after that, all my life, all the activities, all the things happening in my life were activities of excellence, were results of excellence. I saw myself winning competition locally, globally, traveling. And it didn't matter where I was. It didn't matter whether I was a primary school teacher or a secondary school teacher. It didn't matter. What mattered then was that my mindset was transformed to believe that I was, or I am, I was then and I am, and will still be till I die, a person of excellence. How did it happen? Something happened to my mindset through reading, through contacts, through revelation, divine revelation of who I am in Christ. Most importantly, divine revelation of who I am in Christ opened my mindset, opened my mentality to believe that excellence is possible because I saw it in the scriptures that I could be the best. And so my actions changed, my activities changed because my mindset changed, and also my results changed. So, where do you see yourself? How do you think about excellence? What is your mindset saying, telling you about excellence? What is your mentality about excellence? Because there are people who believe it's not possible. You see this, forget it. I cannot get it. I can never win this award. I can never compete in this and win. I can never participate in this. Whether it is you're an athlete or you're a business person who is writing business proposals and competing with other people, writing tenders to governments, to get a contract and all that. Whatever it is that you're doing, you want to marry an excellent man, you want to marry an excellent woman, you have a woman or a man of your dream, or you want to graduate at a particular level, you want to get yourself into a particular kind of organization or job. No matter what it is that you think, if your mindset does not agree with whatever it is that you're desiring, forget about it. If you don't believe you can get a job in Accenture, you will never get a job in Accenture. If you don't believe you can get a job in KPMG, you will not get a job in KPMG. Your mindset is very, very important in becoming a person of excellence. So the first thing is what? You must have a mindset and mentality of excellence. you must first think about excellence and its possibility in your life. Your mind must agree to it before it can produce the same signals. All right. So don't say what you do not mean in your heart, because it's not never ever going to happen. Don't say what you don't mean in your heart, because it's never going to happen. Number two, excellence must be a value to you. Do you get that? Excellence must be a value to you. And what are values? Values are the things that are most important to us at a given time in our life. I did a masterclass on values clarification. So if you're watching on YouTube, you could check one of the videos there that I streamed some time ago. That was in early 2022, I think. I did a masterclass on values clarification, and I took my time to discuss values and how to clarify yours, because values change at certain values change at dependent on where we are in our life journey. Right? So, for example, if you are a son, you're not married, you have parents, and you have siblings. At that particular point in time, your value, one of your values might be to be a respectful son to your parents. So respect for family becomes your value. Now, when you become married and begin to raise a family, your value, one of your values would now become, possibly would now become to love your wife, to love your husband more than anything or anyone else. So as we grow and journey in life, our values changes. Our values change rather. But there is a value that does not change, irrespective of where you are. Immediately you tap into it and build it as a value. It does not change because it becomes the most important value in your life. And that value is the value for excellence, value to give your best to whatever comes your way, value to stand out from the crowd, value to be the one that will say, even though other people are doing it this way, I refuse to do it that way. If that does not become your value, then excellence will be far away from you. You can quote me anywhere. You can quote me anywhere. If you don't come to a point where you tell yourself that I value to give my best to my work, I value to give my best to my family, I value to give my best to my community, I value to give my best to my organization. If you don't come to that point in life, then you will never become a person of excellence. To be a person of excellence, it must be a value to you. It must be an important component of the totality of your life success, each story or dream. Because if excellence becomes a value to you, then you will make time for it. Oh my God. If excellence becomes a value to you, you will make time for it. The reason why you have not read any book this year, you've not read a single page of any book this year, is because you don't value growth. You don't value growth. It's not because you don't have money to buy a new book. You might even have loads of books in your library or in your shelf. But the reason why you've not read a line or a page this year is because you don't value growth. And because you don't value growth, you don't have time to read. So whatever you value, you give time to it. If you value excellence, you will give time to become. So what it means is that if I have to give 5 hours extra to speak better, then I will give that five hours to learning to speak better. Because the excellence of speaking better is a value to you. If you want, to make more money in your business as a set goal for excellence, then you make out more time to learn about that business. You make out more time to learn about how to succeed in that business. If you are desirable of growing in your profession as a goal for excellence, then you make time to attend trainings. You make time to attend to go for personal development programs. You make time to take extra courses. You go on Coursera and take courses relevant to growing in that profession, relevant to growing in that dimension, in that space where you operate. But until excellence becomes a value for you, you will not make time for it. So people who become excellent, or people who want to become excellent, they value it and they make time for it because it is what you value that you make time for. Now, if you want to be an excellent person, number 3, then excellence must be set as a goal. Excellence must be set as a goal. As you set your goals in any area of your life, you must consciously set excellence as a goal. Look at the things you did last year, for example. Ask yourself, are there areas that you could have improved on? Are there things you could have done better in those areas of your life? So you can go back, you can set the same goals, but you can now tell yourself, okay, last year my target was to save 1,000 naira every month, $500 every month. That was my target. But this year, I want to excel that target. I want to go beyond that goal. When you're doing that, you are setting excellence as a goal. So you can tell yourself now, this year, I want to increase it to 1,500. I want to increase it to $1,000. But if you don't consciously think about it and equate where you are today and where you are yesterday, where you were yesterday, you wouldn't know if you're excelling. You wouldn't know if you're growing. You wouldn't know if anything is changing. You wouldn't know if you're experiencing any transformation. So you must have a way of always looking at what you've done yesterday, what you've done 2 days ago, what you've done 6 months ago, what you've done last year, and what you're currently doing today, and ask yourself, is this where I'm supposed to be? Am I doing it better than what I did yesterday? So if you're still at the same level all the time, then you are living a life of mediocrity. I'm sorry, I'm not calling you a mediocre, but your attitude, your lifestyle, the way you're carrying your life has already made you one. So I'm not the one who is calling you mediocre, but the way you carry your life automatically makes you one. It automatically makes you one. So as you set goals for any area of your life, you must consciously set an excellent goal so that you can look back at what you did previously and compare to what you're doing today, and you say, okay, there is an improvement. That is how excellent people think, or that is how people become excellent. Every day they set goal to beat their previous goals. They set targets to beat their previous target. Notice what I'm saying. They set goals and targets to beat their previous goals and targets. They are not setting goals and targets to beat the goals of other people. The targets of other people. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. When I'm talking about goals, I'm not talking about you looking at what other people are doing and trying to be like them. You don't know what sacrifice they are making. You don't know what inputs they are putting into that. You don't know how many sleepless nights or how many hours of work that is going into whatever it is that they are doing. So all you can do is to ask yourself, how many hours did I put in last year in this thing? How many hours can I put in today? Is somebody getting me? I don't know if somebody is getting what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody is excited about what I'm saying. I don't know if someone is enjoying what I'm saying. My third point is that to become an excellent person, excellence must be set as a goal. Excellence must be set as a goal. Next point, you have set your goals, right? You've created your values. Oh, excellence is my value. Hey, I want to be this person by this particular time of the year. I want to achieve this and achieve that at the end of the year. I mean, your mindset is transformed. You believe that excellence is possible, but then you go to sleep. Then you go and relax. You write the goals, you write the targets in a fancy jotter with a fancy pen with a very beautiful handwriting. Then you fold the jotter or the note or the diary, and then you slide it under the shelf. And you don't remember that there were goals you set, there were values you created, and so you don't plan. So you don't become the best by saying it in your mouth. Remember, what you don't say what is not in your heart. So it is in your heart, then you say it. But you don't become it by me saying it. You become it by planning and then acting on it. You become it by planning and then acting on it. So you set your plan. I mean, you see excellence, you see what you want to achieve, you want to excel in, and then you plan towards it. A typical example I use all the time is that whenever I see something, I see an opportunity. If it is maybe a short time, unless I am very, very sure that irrespective of maybe the short time that is available for me to approach it, attack that particular opportunity, that I will still be the best, come out best in it. But if it's a clean opportunity that I don't want to miss, is 6 months or 6 months, sometimes 1 year. In fact, there's an opportunity. There's this opportunity that I always plan for 4 years. 4 years, and I've gotten that opportunity 3 times. 3 times, and for all of them, I planned for them. I knew that this comes up every 4 years, so I get myself ready. I get myself prepared. I begin to ask myself, okay, I want to be selected for this particular award in the next 4 years. What do I need to do to be selected? I ask myself that question, and then I begin to try to find ways to answer them. And then when I find the answers, I begin to take frantic efforts. Frantic efforts, my friends, frantic efforts. Not just planning, but frantic efforts to implement the plans. Frantic effort. Excellence is not difficult. That's one thing I want you to know. The reason why a lot of people don't experience it is because they only talk about it with their mouth. They don't have a plan in place to achieve it. You just keep telling yourself, I will do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. You will do it, you will do it, you will do it. The year will pass. Another year will come. You will start again. I will do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You keep saying you will do it. The year will pass and you will not do anything. You will not make any plan. You will not take any action. How do you expect to be respected in your organization? How do you expect to come up tops? How do you expect to excel in your business? How do you expect to be the person to be called upon in your ecosystem? Whether it is business ecosystem or religious ecosystem, whatever it is, family ecosystem, your community, how do you expect to be called upon when the chips are down, when what you say is different from what you do? Your goals mean nothing if you do not plan. to achieve them. Your goals mean not if you do not plan to achieve. So if you don't have any plan to achieve your goals, then don't set the goals. If you don't have plans to achieve them, don't set them. They'll be useless. You'll simply be wasting your time and resources. So if you want to become an excellent person, you don't just need to have the mindset. You don't just need to value excellence. You don't just need to set goals that are above average, but you need to plan to achieve them. You need to plan to achieve them. Your question might be, how do I plan? Maybe we can talk about that in another session. But it is very, very important you know that without plans for all the excellent goals, the above average goals you've set for yourself, if you don't have plans on how to achieve them, then you'll be wasting your time. Excellence requires you to be responsible. And to put it in a very simple terms, stop blaming people. Don't say your HOD doesn't like you. That is why he did not approve your promotion. Fine, I know that there are times when you could, like I said when we started, that there could be issues of nepotism, there could be issue of favoritism, there could be issues, different kind of issues of jealousy and hatred that may come up in your place of work, in your community, and all that may make people deny you. But I also said that if you're an excellent person, that denial will not last for long. It is mediocre people who give up and begin to blame others for not excelling. Listen to that. It is mediocre people who give up and then begin to blame others for their failures. Excellent people don't do that. They take responsibility. They take responsibility. No matter what happens in their life, they take charge. They take charge. They say, okay, I wasn't selected, not because somebody does not like me. I was not selected because I wasn't the best at that particular point in time. I didn't hit the target, not because somebody's blocking my way. He's blocking my way. He doesn't want me to succeed in business. That's why he's going and telling people not to buy from me. No, that is not why you didn't hit your business target. It could be because you haven't learned the new strategy to excel in that business. So people who think like that easily become excellent people. They take responsibility for any kind of failure, any kind of shortcomings, any kind of challenge, and then they go back and ask themselves, what can I do next time when this opportunity comes to make sure that I don't have the same result? So if you don't want to have the same result of failure or mediocrity, you must take responsibility, take charge of the situation in your life, and turn them around to become what you have dreamed or envisioned to be. And it requires things like resilience. You need to be resilient. You need to be persistent. You need to be committed. You need to have a learning posture. You need to be curious. You need to be teachable. You need to maximize networking. Because it might be, one of the reasons might be that you haven't networked very well. Do you know, we can't even talk about, we don't have time to even start talking about one of the things you can do to be responsible, which is networking. As I'm sitting here now, I am just one person away from Bishop Oyedepo. It's as simple as that. So, if you're responsible for anything that happens in your life, you will get more results than taking the responsibility or trying to, blame other people for anything that is happening in your life. Yes, people are wicked. We're living in a wicked world. People do a lot of things to hurt other people. But the most important thing in that kind of circumstance and that situation is to be able to find out where is it that you are lacking? Where is it that you are the one that is holding yourself back, and try to sort that out. The more you sort that out, the less you will blame other people. The more you sort that out, the less you blame other people. I'm telling you, and the more you will continue to grow. I remember during my first degree as well, when I started the journey of all this competition thing and stuff like that. I remember I participated in one particular competition as a final year student there. And I didn't make it through. Those days I would say, oh, okay, it was because there was somebody I was thinking was responsible for holding me back, and that was why I didn't succeed. Everybody around me was trying to blame that person and say, oh, okay, this person, it was this person. We saw his comment on your submission, and it was because of his comment that you were not given another. But I didn't think of it that way. Instead, I went on to show that even though I was denied here, I will go for something higher to show that I was deserving of that lesser thing. And that was what I did. That was what I did. So when it comes to the situation of your life, you must take charge. You must take charge, right? You must take charge if you want to become an excellent person. You can't continue to blame people. You can't continue to hold people down for what is happening in your life. It is your life, for God's sake. It is not their life. It is your life, for God's sake. And that is the reason why you have to be responsible for it. So if you want to excel and become an excellent person, you must be responsible for everything that happens in your life. Think about them, see what has gone wrong, and think about how you can change things, turn things around. Think of, if it is help that you need, go and ask for help. Don't be proud, and also don't be shy. Don't be proud, don't be shy. If it is help that you need, go and ask for help. If you have to speak to somebody, speak to somebody. If you have to attend an event that will transform your life. So excellence requires you to be what? To be responsible if you want to become an excellent person. Lastly, I think this is the last point on becoming an excellent person, is that it requires diligence and consistency. You don't win today and go home and say, okay, yeah, that's it. I'm done. And think about it. There were people who were regarded as excellent people when they were diligent and consistent in doing what they were doing. And when they started receiving the accolades or receiving the result of being an excellent person, they relaxed. They slumped on their being diligent. They slumped on their being consistent. What happens to those kind of people? They disappear. they disappear from conversations. They disappear. Nobody goes to them again. Nobody goes to them again. So if you're excellent today, you don't say, okay, that is enough. No, you are created to be consistent in being an excellent person. You are created to be consistent in being an excellent person. You are created to be consistent in being an excellent person. That is what you're created to be. So if you want to become an excellent person, you must understand that excellence is an ongoing lifetime journey that requires diligence and consistency. Excellence is an ongoing lifetime journey that requires diligence and consistency. If you want to be an excellent person, your hands must be diligently on the plow of your destiny. You don't give up in the face of challenges. Because even though excellence is possible, it is also very difficult to achieve. Even though excellence is possible, it is also difficult to achieve. And that is why you have to be diligent and consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. Because when you give up on being diligent or when you stop being consistent, you will surely not be able to achieve excellence in that thing. Every excellent person is a diligent person. I can tell you that. Every excellent person is a diligent person. I can tell you that. I don't know if you've heard about the principle of the 10,000 hour. I think Malcolm Gladwell wrote about that in one of his books. That principle says that if you want to be the best in anything, you must diligently and consistently invest 10,000 hours in that thing to be the best in it. And he gave example with some of the best sportsmen, some of the best scientists, some of the best academics we know in the world. How they grew. I mean, I think the point he was trying to make is that every success or every excellence in life is not because you were born with the gift and the talent. Because some of us would say, he is gifted to speak, she is gifted to dance, he is gifted to lead, he is gifted to do that, she is gifted to do this and do that. Meanwhile, what you're calling gifts and talent is an investment of 10,000 hours by another person. That is what you're calling gifts and talent. An investment of 10,000 hours by another person through consistency and diligence. I also heard that if you want to be, that if you invest consistently and diligently 30 minutes every day on a particular subject, say pick a subject you don't know anything about, a subject you don't know anything about, not your background, never interested in it, pick it up, invest 30 minutes every day in that subject, every day for the next 5 years. You will become an expert. Not just any kind of expert, you become a known expert in that field. So excellence, there is a role of gift, there is a role of talent, and we can talk about that all day. We can talk about it some other time as well. That there is a role of gifts and talent to become an excellent person, but, quote me anywhere, a person of diligence and excellence, ready to invest time to grow, will go far and excel better than a person of gift and talent who doesn't have the time to invest into that gift and talent. So excellence what? Requires diligence and consistency. So if you want to be an excellent person, this is something you must have at the back of your mind, that you must be willing to invest into diligence and invest into consistency. I don't know if anyone is being blessed. I don't know if anyone is excited about this, but I'm very excited and I'm learning myself. I'm teaching myself. I'm encouraging myself. I'm inspiring myself. I'm talking to myself so that I can be the best that God has created me to be. Oh, okay. I have one more point, and which is I think this is the true last point now, which is what to align yourself with the spirit of excellence. If you're a person of faith, you will understand the role of excellence. I mean, the role of the spirit of excellence in your life. If you are a person of faith, I believe that there is a spirit, dimension of the Spirit of God called the spirit of excellence. And I do my best to access that spirit, to align myself with that spirit. And that can only happen when you have a contact with the divine, when you have an alignment with the divine, when you understand that your life, the life you live here is more than what you think or how you see it. When you understand that you're responsible, you have an assignment and a task, and you will give an account of your assignment or your task or how you spend this life, you will not but align yourself with the spirit of excellence so that you will do whatever is your purpose, whatever is your destiny, whatever is your call here on earth in a way that your maker will be proud and say, this is my beloved son, this is my beloved daughter, in whom I am, fully trusted. So you have to align yourself with the spirit of excellence. When you do that, something happens. There is an empowerment that comes to your mind. Empowerment for clarity, empowerment for insight, empowerment for understanding that leads to excellence. And that is why I believe that if you're a person of faith, you can't be a mediocre. No, you can't. Because just a mere contact with the spirit of excellence does these things to your mind. It brings clarity to your mind so that you see things differently from other people. You look at things and you have some deep insight, you have clarity, you have understanding beyond the usual, beyond the normal. And people will be wondering, is it not the same book we're reading? Is it not the same programming that we are learning? How come you're coding better than everybody? Go and look at the history or the story of many of the inventors. All of them will tell that there is a touch of divine in their innovation. There is a touch of divine in their findings. Because what happens when you come in contact or align yourself with the spirit of excellence is that your mind blows up. There is a clarity that comes with everything that happens around. There is an insight, deep insight that you have that other people don't. There's an understanding that, in fact, some of my papers, as a scientist, some of my papers that have opened doors for me. Because like I say, I take time to prepare for them. Some of them 4 years, some of them 2 years, some of them 1 year, some of them 6 months. But I know that I want to use this paper for this particular competition. I want to use this paper for this challenge and all that. So I take time to prepare for it. I pray for guidance. I pray for understanding. And so some of those papers, if I till today, some of them are as far back as 2008. But if I bring them and read them, I'll be asking myself, was I the person that actually wrote this? I'm telling you the gospel truth. I'm telling you the truth from my heart. I read them and I ask myself, was I actually the person who wrote this? How come I had this kind of deep insight about this particular topic? My only answer to that question is the alignment I had and I still have today with the spirit of excellence. So if you listen to me and you don't understand what I'm saying and you want to know more, you can feel free to send me a message on the platforms you're watching, and I'm happy to give you talk to you more about it. But I believe strongly that as a person of faith, you must align yourself with the spirit of excellence, because when that happens, there is a transformation that happens to your mind, that happens to your heart, and happens to your spirit, and gives you deep insight into what people might not be able to see. And I'm not trying to psych you. I'm not trying to be, what is it called again, mystic or psychic or whatever. No, I'm telling you reality, real life situation from my own personal experience of things I believe you can also experience if you do that. Okay. So everyone who has applied any or all of these has experienced excellence. Everybody that I know that has applied one or all of these in their life, in their journey, has experienced excellence. Think about the people you know to be excellent. Think about the people you know you regard as excellent people. Think about them. You will see that all of them have one or all of these. They have a mindset of excellence, mentality of excellence. They value excellence, so they rather die. They rather die than compromise their standards. They rather die than compromise. So We don't have too much time for this. Let's just submit it anyhow. You rush. Meanwhile, you would have started since yesterday or started since last year to prepare for it. Now you have no time to prepare for it, and so you want to submit it anyhow. You want to, just cut and join anyhow to make sure that you meet deadline. No, you don't. Excellent people don't do that. They maintain their standards. They value excellence, so they maintain their standard. They set goals. They set goals that is above average and that beats the records that they previously achieved. And they plan towards achieving those goals. They are diligent. They are consistent. And they take responsibility. So if you go ahead and apply any of these, I'm telling you, you will be right on your way to becoming a person of excellence. If you go and begin to think about this, and not just think, but plan and act on them, you will well be on your way to becoming a person of excellence. So where do I start? That might be your question, and that's what I'll be rounding up with. Where do I start? Number one, seek help through mentoring in areas where you lack excellence. Seek help. Seek help. Talk to people. Talk to people. Sit down after this session and ask yourself, where are the areas of my life that I'm lagging behind? Who do I know that is succeeding in those areas? I need help. I need help. So one, the first place to start from, if you're not a person of excellence yet, having heard all these things that we've shared today, is to seek help through mentoring. You can seek help through coaching. If you have money to pay for coaching, seek help through coaching. Pay people. I pay to attend classes. I pay to attend sessions. Whenever I can afford it, I pay to learn, to grow, to become better in things that I know that I need help with. So if you can pay, go and pay for help. If you cannot, ask somebody, politely go to someone and say, please, sir, please, ma, I need help in this area. Can you mentor me? Number two, empower your mind through reading and training. Attend trainings, a lot of information on the internet around us. So when I see people not living a life of excellence, when I see people not excelling or succeeding the way they succeed, I wonder what is the problem, because there is no reason in this age and day, in this time that we're living in, for anyone not to be an excellent person. Not in any area of your life. There is no reason, because there are resources everywhere. Just do a simple search on YouTube for videos on a particular topic. There is nothing you cannot learn. There is nothing you cannot learn. But the problem is, are you ready to empower your mind? Are you ready to put in the work? Reading is not easy. Going for training is not easy. Sometimes you need to pay for those trainings, but you need time, you need concentration to be able to get the best out of that. But if you must be a person of excellence, you need to empower your mind through reading and training. Connect with other excellent minds. Connect with other excellent minds. Look for people. You can't be the best in the room all the time. If you're the best in the room, there is a problem. You need to leave that room and find another room where you're not the best, so that you can continue to grow. That is one. Second, you need to look for people who have the kind of mind that you want to have, and connect with them. Whoever is your friend will determine who you will be. Whoever are your friends will determine who and where you will be. You cannot be higher than the people, or better than the people, or no more than the people you spend most of your time with. Whether it is virtual spending of time, like the kind of things you listen to on the internet, the kind of things you watch on the internet, or the people you meet with physically, where you go for fellowship or for church, or maybe a small group that you belong to, whether it is even in the place you work with, you work, you form cliques. Now you have people who are your best friends in your workplace. So those people will determine the kind of experience you will have. So if they are not excellent people, if they're not excellent minded people, if they don't value excellence, it is very, very important that you pull out from them, because if you don't, you will never ever experience excellence. Connect with other like minds, connect with other excellent minds. Do the best at all times. People may not be doing it. People may not be giving their best, but be the one who will say, no matter what is the situation, I will give my best. And lastly, pray for the spirit of excellence. Pray for the spirit of excellence. Thank you very much for spending time with me. I totally appreciate it. Totally appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I hope that this has been a wonderful time for you. I hope that this has been a great time for you. I hope that you're living this session today. Oh, I'm so blessed myself. I'm so blessed myself. It's been a very wonderful success convert for me today. I'm really blessed, really excited in my spirit about things I've learned and things I'm going to be working on. And I hope it's going to be the same for you. Thanks very much for joining. I can see some of you online, but I won't be able to start mentioning your names or calling you out. But I wanted to know I can see you, I can see your comments, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Before we go, I wanted to know that we will be back again in April. April is my birth month. So I believe it's going to be more wonderful, more powerful than this session. So of course, provided with details of it, you're going to see flyers and publicity on my timeline across different social media channels for details of what we'll be talking about in April. But I want you to be part of it. As you go back and think about using days, I want you to also start preparing to join us in April for Success Converge of that month. If you want to join Life Excel, just look for search for Life Excel Resource Center on Facebook and pick the group, because you see a page and a group. Like the page and then request to join the group, and we'll be happy to welcome you because we're looking for people like you, excellent people, persons like you, and a lot of things like this, like what I've shared today, are going on in the group that will continue to help you in your journey to become an excellent person. If you have any question, you can drop it for me in the comment section, and I'll go around all the different platforms to look for your questions, and I'll be very glad to respond to them. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful weekend as you go on to become an excellent person.